So I've already started recording. So hopefully everybody can hear. So what are your questions? Let's start with questions. Nobody? You've been studying all week?
Have we?
Mm-hmm. You've been studying all week. So what start with your questions? Can't be silent treatment. You all don't have not one question? All right, so we'll start with this one. Who can explain the difference between emphysema and chronic bronchitis?
Emphysema, chronic bronchitis is inflammation of the bronchi, while emphysema is actual destruction of the parenchyma of the alveoli itself.
And that's is that chronic bronchitis or emphysema with the destruction of the
emphysema is the one with destruction of the alveoli.
Okay.
Alveoli, while chronic bronchitis is inflammation, and chronic bronchitis also comes with a lot of mucus discharge, and comes with a lot of mucus discharge.
Okay.
Those are the two things that.
So basically, they have a lot of. Are you saying they have a lot of mucus? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, chronic bronchitis has mucus as compared to its emphysema.
Okay. So, what would each of those people look like? So we'll let somebody else answer that question. So if you have a chronic bronchitis person and you have an emphysemic person, what would they look like?
I think emphysema would have a barrel. They're usually barrel chested.
Correct.
And usually skinny.
That is correct.
And the chronic bronchitis, they are usually they swell.
They're overweight or obese. Okay.
And yeah, that's all I know.
Okay. What about their skin color?
Skin. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
So the skin color for your chronic bronchitis person.
There's more cyanosis in the chronic bronchitis than in the emphysema. That is, the chronic bronchitis will be they appear bluer than the emphysema.
So that is true. So they'll be a lot more blue. They will be obese. They'll be, have all the things they share would be CO2 retention, hypoxic drive, difficulty breathing. So that will all be similar, but then they'll break out on how their presentation is. So one will be blue, one will be more pink for their skin tone or skin color. And then with your emphysemic patient, they'll have that barrel chest, but they'll use pursed lip breathing to keep the alveoli open. So that is how they would manage or how they would present. Would the treatment differ or be the same for them? Would the treatment be different?
Different.
Okay, explain. Why? How would it be different? Not why, but how?
Well, because two different things is effective with the chronic bronchitis. They have more mucus. The mucus is the reason why they're not able to breathe or exhale.
Okay. They're both airway restrictive diseases, but both of them literally require the same treatment modalities to fix. We still need to open the airways. We still need to make sure we're getting passages in. One has a little bit of variance because of the mucus component, so you would be right on that process. That would be one thing you could, that would be a discriminatory process between the two. One is a ventilation and perfusion mismatch, and one isn't. Who is who?
Perfusion mismatch, that would be emphysema.
Emphysema would have a ventilation and perfusion mismatch or not?
No.
Chronic bronchitis has the mismatch.
Chronic bronchitis has the mismatch, and that's because they have the alveolar and bronchial distension. They can get air in. Both of them get air in, but they can't get air out. The reason why emphysema is not your VQ mismatch, ventilation and perfusion mismatch, is because whatever they lose in the alveolar tissue, they also lose in vasculature that's wrapped around the alveoli. So they have an equal loss, so it's pretty much a wash, so to speak. So with that, brief introduction of that, let's do a case study. How about that? I'm going to share my screen.